Hi, my name is ID Uyo, and welcome to this edition of ID on Sports. What happens when you go to the Olympic Games in Brazil to do a story on the Refugee Olympic team, and you actually end up being a part of the story about the Refugee Olympic team? Well, for me in 2016, this was the most unlikeliest of scenarios at the 2016 Olympic Games in Brazil. But before I tell you what happened, let me give you a little bit of context about the Refugee Olympic team. In 2016, the International Olympic Committee partnered with the United Nations High Commission on Refugees to sponsor the first ever Refugee Olympic team at the 2016 Olympic Games in Brazil. Personally, I had no plans of attending those Olympic Games in Brazil. I'm at home in Atlanta watching the opening ceremonies on my couch, and I see the Refugee Olympic team march into the stadium right before the host nation, Brazil. And I got intrigued. Now, I knew one of the Refugee Olympic team managers, and I called him the next day and asked him if I could have access to the athletes. And he said, sure. So less than a week later, I flew to the Olympic Games in Brazil to do a feature on the Refugee Olympic team. And I got to tell you, this was incredibly moving. Each athlete had a story and an experience. In fact, for the Refugee Olympic team, just getting to the Olympic Games was a win in life, in general. Not just sports, but a win in life. It was just amazing. So I'm getting ready to leave. I've got my content. I want to go back into the story. And the team manager that I mentioned earlier says, can you do the official photo shoot for the Refugee Olympic team? Now, earlier that morning, he had indicated that there is a possibility that the official International Olympic Committee photographer would have a conflict and may not be able to make the photo shoot. And he asked me if I'm asked if I'd be able to do it. And I said, sure. I did not think that I would actually be asked to do it. But there we were. So the Refugee Olympic team, the team officials, and the coaches put on their official Refugee Olympic team uniforms, and we walked down to the part of the athletes' village that has the big three rings, etc. And that's where the photo shoot was going to take place. So for the next 45 minutes, I'm over here directing a photo shoot. Like, all right, can I get the entire team? Okay, yes. All right, turn like this to the side, profile view. Okay, perfect. Let me just get the team. No coaches, no officials. All right, that's good, team. Can you exit stage left? Let me get photos with just the team officials. All right, good. Volunteers, please get into the picture. This goes on for 45 minutes, and I'm loving every second, right? So I thought to myself, wait a second. A week ago, I'm sitting on my couch in Atlanta watching this team march into the opening ceremonies. And now I'm directing a photo shoot of an official delegation of the International Olympic Committee. I mean, it felt surreal. That entire afternoon was just fantastic, spending time with the athletes, hearing their stories. It was just an amazing experience, and the photos turned out fantastic. Now, for its part, the International Olympic Committee has announced that they will be sending the third edition of the Refugee Olympic team to this summer's Olympic Games in Paris. So if you see any of the official photographs of the 2016 Refugee Olympic team, now you know how that whole thing went down. My name is ID Uyo. Thank you so much for watching this edition of ID on Sports.